Tim Sheridan and Rafa Sandoval tell an interesting tale of the Titans team shattered in a post-apocalyptic New York as Dick Grayson wants to move on from the Titans team format, but Starfire and the others want to keep hope alive while battling the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Tim Sheridan connects up his recent Shazam story, Nightwing's recent outings with Andrew Constant, and even Flash's overall story in a cool tapestry that tells a larger story of the Titans battling the 4 Horsemen. Tim does a great job of pinning all of these stories down in a timeline as well, with this taking place after all of those books just mentioned, with all of their respective stories mentioned or hinted at, which was really cool to see, showcasing just how interconnected these Future State books can and will get. Dick as well is a lot more cynical and hard-nosed here than in his already dark Nightwing story. He's done with the Titans and sees the idea of the team always failing his problem, and the reason why they fail is him. And I like that he seems to be looking for a way to stop that from happening, and it looks to be setting him on a path that will prevent Starfire from making those same mistakes. One story point I was surprised by was Cybeast, a hybrid Beast Boy cyborg who was joined together at some point in the past, and both have control over the body at the same time, leading to some pretty hilarious situations. That's a super interesting way to take those characters, and the little bits we got from him were really great this issue, and I hope we see a lot more of him. Rafa Sandoval draws the Titans in a full issue for the first time, and it's as fantastic as all his other work on Green Lantern and The Flash is. I adored his backgrounds throughout the issue, giving us a really great look at the obliterated New York and the obliterated Titans Tower. For the future state designs for the characters, Rafa seemed to look to the past, and we got some really cool updated versions, one of which being Nightwing's first costumes with the big yellow bird, although however he doesn't have the really cool popped collar on this costume, but nonetheless it looks quite fantastic, and even by the end when he's got a full-blown cowl on it, it looks really awesome. Future State Teen Titans issue 1 was a cool introduction to the Titans portion of Future State, which surprisingly connects up a group of other books to help tell a larger story. I enjoyed Tim Sheridan's continuation of Andrew Constant's Nightwing story, making Dick more of a tired, cynical hero who will do what needs to be done just to have one victory, as well as a surprisingly cool new character in that of Cybeast, whom I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Future State Teen Titans issue 1 heads to the ruins of New York and Titans Tower, where Dick and Emiko look over the graves of their fallen friends. Dick leaves Emiko to mourn Wallace's death as he looks through the rubble, finding the case he came for, but also the Red X mask, making him remember when he was gifted it at his birthday party, thinking Starfire was behind it, but Corey however didn't get him anything, thinking one of the students maybe did, since the epic story of the Red X earned him their respect. Dick knows they still know him as the Robin who outgrew his tights, but he knows that they are doing good there and they finally got it right. Starfire says that she does have something for the hero, wanting him to bring the masks to the flight simulator after lights out. In the present, Dick is brought out of the memory by Emiko, who finds other trophies amongst the rubble. She notices Dick found what they were looking for as he opens the H-dial, telling Emiko that there is a chance it doesn't work, and there is a lot of ways to find out if it works, but blindly switching it on is the worst way. The duo are contacted by Corey, who says the others are back, as elsewhere, Jakeem apologizes to Starfire since Cybeast just turned up out of the blue and passed out without saying anything. Starfire asks Johnny if he can awaken him, but the Thunderbolt says that he probably shouldn't try that since they don't know much about the combined heroes. Starfire tries to wake her friends as in the past, Beast Boy and Starfire join Cyborg as he begins teaching his first class. Beast attacks Cyborg, who easily catches him in a net construct, making the class laugh. Victor calms them, telling them that Garfield was joining them because the lesson is about teamwork and trust, and he and Garfield have fought together for a very long time. Garfield says that is until Victor was called up to the Justice League, but Victor reminds him he came back from the League, arguing with his friend who calls him irritated. The students back up Garfield, knowing Victor is always irritated as Cyborg gets them back on task, telling them all to choose a partner and group up. In the future, Dick wants to shoot up Cybeast with adrenaline, but Starfire knows that's reckless, something something Dick is well aware of, but it was recklessness that got him out of Gotham in one piece. Nightwing and Red Arrow pilot their jet skis through the destroyed New York and back to the base as Starfire tells Dick his enthusiasm is appreciated, but this isn't Gotham and it's not his responsibility anymore. As Dick thinks that Rachel should help and goes on about getting a sat link up for the field teams, Corey hangs up on him. Emiko enters the base, telling the waiting heroes that Dick isn't coming, as Corey gets down to business, needing the team to re-establish a link with Shazam's field team, splitting the young heroes up into groups to head out into the field and keep watch for them. She says that they need to assume that Cybeast came back to warn them with a message, and if it's true, there's a chance that no one on his team survived, but also the message could have just been something that was so sensitive that it couldn't be said over channels. So until they know, she's going on faith that that is what this message is, not wanting to give up on the other heroes. Emiko tells Corey her and Dick's mission was a success and they got it, not revealing to the students what it is, but Corey knows what she means, telling everyone to get to work. Dick emerges from the shadows, asking why Corey didn't tell the team about the H-dial or the plan. Not happy she keeps referring to him as Nightwing all of a sudden. Corey tells Dick that that plan is off the table and she is calling him Nightwing since she doesn't answer to him and can do what she wants. Sometime before, the Titans battle a giant dragon, with Raven unleashing her magics on the beast and consuming it with her darkness in her cloak. The world suddenly fades to dust as Raven is pulled from their connection in the present, still not knowing what happened back then. The person in the cell across from her says that she wasn't paying attention and it was over before she even initiated their tether with the being. Raven knows that she needs more training, wanting to go again, but the being still refuses, knowing that she's not ready, telling her to come back when she is ready to do more and her mind is focused, but she must stay out of his head until then. Raven knows that the being just doesn't think that she can do this, and he admits as much. The being, however, says that she should do this, just not without them since they screwed up as well and want to atone for their sins. Raven says that that's why they aren't getting out of the jail anytime soon, and certainly not for this. She thinks that maybe they have gone as far as they can with this and she knows how to do it now on her own, but the being says that they want to make things right. Raven, however, senses that Cybeast is alive and awake upstairs, where the team meet with the hybrid hero, whose Victor and Garfield minds continue to battle for control, with Garfield wanting a hug from Emiko but Victor refusing it since they don't have the time. Corey asks what happened out there and Victor says everything happened as Garfield reveals they managed to get the Spear of Destiny. Emiko is surprised that that is what this is all after, but Victor thinks thanks to what they have learned in Barry Allen's journals about the 4 riders of the apocalypse, maybe their friends are too far gone. Corey and Dick are still impressed with how they found the spear in such little time, but Emiko knows the spear won't stop the monsters since they are too powerful. The arriving Raven knows she's right since the spear won't destroy them, but it was never meant to since it was only meant to draw the riders into one spot so they can make one final stand, and that's what Cybeast's team did. In Detroit, Shazam's team lures the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse with the Spear of Destiny to the JLA bunker, but soon the spear explodes in Crush's hands, leaving the group with no defenses against the 4 Horsemen. In the past, the Titans confront Red X, who demands they not kill one of their own students. The team have no intention of doing that and no idea what he's talking about, asking about the cocoon he is protecting, but the villain doesn't know what it is, only knowing that thanks to him plotting 3 or 4 moves ahead of the team, he knows they will try and kill the student within it. Raven assures him that they didn't come to hurt anyone as Donna demands the man take off the stupid costume if he wants to be a Titan. Dick tries to calm Red X down, but the being knows the story that Dick fed him and the others all those years was a fake one, and he put on the red mask since back then it meant something, and now Red X still stands for that same thing today. Suddenly, Miguel and Donna attack Red X using Dick as a distraction, smashing him into the ground as he tells the heroes to stop, but it's too late as Donna and Miguel are killed by the being in the cocoon behind Red X. In the future, Dick meets with the being in his cell, releasing them, telling the man that he failed him. The man says he deserved everything that came to him, but Dick asks if Rachel did as well, since they won't let Raven take this on by herself. Dick pulls on a cowl as he says the man was right about the Red X mask and he wore it to make a point that the Titans were dead, and he's tried so many times to reassemble them and fix them, but it always makes a bigger mess of it, and now Starfire is doing the exact same thing. He says the Titans are dead and he's tired and ready to win one as Red X joins the now Deathstroke masked Dick Grayson to go up against their old team.